Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Level Up Pharmacology. If you guys are new to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to get the notification of my latest videos. If you haven't watched my previous video regarding introduction to pharmacology and how to study pharmacology, I will give the link in the description and I will leave it on the cards. Please watch the video. Now in this video, I am going to discuss about pharmacokinetics and specifically about absorption. Pharmacokinetics is the Greek word. As we know that kinetics is movement and pharma means drug. Pharmacokinetics generally refers to movement of the drug. Pharmacokinetics has different phases: absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion. We have a mnemonic called CADMA. K is for kinetics and ADME stands for absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion. After the drug is administered, the drug has to enter into the bloodstream, and after entering into the bloodstream, the drug has to be distributed to different parts of the body and enters into the extracellular fluid and also enters into the intracellular fluid and shows desired pharmacological responses by pharmacodynamic activity. Many of them are confusing with intercellular and intracellular. Just remember that intercellular means in between both cells and intracellular means within the cell. I have one mnemonic. Just remember that intercellular means inter. In intercellular, INTER. Inter. It is in between 10th and degree. Inter is in between 10th and degree. So, in inter means intracellular fluid is in between the both cells. In between the both cells. Okay? In between the both cells. And the remaining one is intracellular. Intracellular is inside the cell. Okay? If the drug is administered through mouth by enteric gastrointestinal tract, it has to enter the liver by hepatoportal circulation. Hepatoportal circulation, it connects the intestine to liver through hepatoportal vein, and by entering into the liver, the drug will biotransformed by different phases of reactions, phase 1 reaction and phase 2 reactions, so that the drug can be excreted easily. Many of them are confusing with after metabolism, is it excretion or elimination? Some of them are saying after metabolism it is elimination, and some of them are saying it is excretion. But the correct one is after metabolism it is excretion, because metabolism and excretion, they both combined called elimination. Distribution, metabolism and excretion, these three phases together, these three phases combinedly called as drug disposition, because after the drug is administered and absorbed, they won't allow the drug to be in the bloodstream. They will make the drug disposition. So they will make the drug to move to different parts of the body and get eliminated. So these three, distribution, metabolism and excretion, together called as drug disposition, and metabolism and excretion together called as elimination. Coming to absorption, here absorption, the term itself suggests that TION, the suffix of this term absorption, it has TION. Remember, TION refers to process. It is the process of movement of the drug from the site of administration into the systemic circulation. For absorption of drugs, there are different ways. Absorption via gastrointestinal tract, it has from mouth, stomach, duodenum, intestine, and absorption through parenteral sites. It has subcutaneous routes, intramuscular routes, intravenous routes, and remember parenteral. Parenteral. See the term per. Per means beyond, other than. Enteral means GIT. It is other than GIT. Parenteral means other than GIT. Okay. The drugs can also be absorbed via lungs. Here in this case the drugs has to cross the biological membrane, pulmonary epithelium, and the absorption can also occurs through the topical sites like skin, etc. There are different mechanisms for the drugs to be absorbed into the systemic circulation. Those are passive diffusion, facilitated diffusion, active transport, and endocytosis. Endocytosis is nothing but phagocytosis or pinocytosis. It is cell eating. The first mechanism is passive diffusion. 90% of the drugs are transported through passive diffusion process, and it doesn't require any energy. These drug molecules will enter into the cell via pore or channel. This is the pore. The drug molecules can easily enter into the cell through this pore or channel. It doesn't require any energy. The driving force of this mechanism is concentration gradient. The more the concentration the drug has, the faster the drug absorption will takes place. Few of them are confusing with hydrophilic, hydrophobic, lipophilic, and lipophobic. I will say one thing, that the suffix philic means loving. The suffix philic means loving, and the suffix phobic means somewhat fear. If the term hydrophilic means it is water loving, and hydrophobic means it doesn't love water. The next mechanism is facilitated diffusion. Here in this mechanism, the drugs with larger molecular size will transport by this mechanism. Here the drugs will absorbed by a carrier protein. This is the carrier protein. It will changes to the drug molecules enters into the cell by this way. The carrier molecule will turn into the inside of the cell, so that the drug molecules will enter into the cell. Same as like passive diffusion, facilitated diffusion doesn't need any energy, any expenditure of ATP. Clear? Next, the third process is active transport. Here few of the drug molecules will transport by this mechanism. Here in the active transport, the carrier molecule will utilizes the ATP, which is energy, make the carrier molecule to move to inner side of the biological membrane, so that the drugs will enter easily into the cells. The fourth mechanism is endocytosis. Here in endocytosis, the cell membrane will engulf the drug into the cell. So the drug molecules from the outer side of the membrane enters into the inner side of the membrane. By this way, the drugs will absorbed in endocytosis. Another mechanism is filtration. In filtration, the drug molecules will enter into the membrane by not by carriers or channels or pores. They enter a small gap in between the cells. The drug molecules are in very smaller molecular size, and they are highly lipophilic in nature. Then only they can enter by this way. Example, alcohol, urea and glucose will easily filtered by the glomerulus and easily excreted by the urine. In pharmacokinetics, the absorption is the rate limiting step, because if there is a delay in absorption, the distribution, metabolism, excretion will also be eventually become late, and the bioavailability become delayed, and we won't get the desired pharmacological actions. So absorption is the important part of pharmacokinetics. Absorption is variable. It will depends upon the pH, GI motility and the flow of blood. If we administered a drug of 100 mg orally, then how much of the drug will be available in bloodstream? The answer is not at all exactly 100 mg, because if we administer a drug orally, majority of the drug will not absorb into the bloodstream. Some of 20% of it get eliminated via the GI tract, and the absorbed drug will enter into the liver and it gets metabolized, biotransformed, and it gets wasted. If the drug is administered orally, this is the plasma concentration, this is the time. The time is in x-axis because the time cannot be variable, the time cannot be reversed, okay, and the plasma concentration is variable. So we will place plasma concentration in y-axis. When the drug is administered orally, it will start from 0 concentration. As the time persists, the concentration of drug in the plasma will increases, and later, after the absorption of the drug and the excretion of the drug are equal, when they get equal, slowly the curve will end like this in a bell shape. If we give a drug in IV route, then the drug will directly enters into the bloodstream. So the curve start from 100%. All the drug is administered into the bloodstream, and so the curve will start here, and by the time persist, the curve will slowly leans to down, and the drug will be eliminated. Here in oral, the AUC here in oral, AUC is area under curve. This all the area of drug is available in bloodstream, and in IV route, AUC, this all the area under this curve is available in bloodstream. This total drug is available in bloodstream. Okay, so we will calculate bioavailability of formulations AUC oral divided by AUC IV times 100. This is the formula. AUC oral divided by AUC IV times 100. To know, I had discussed about absorption part in pharmacokinetics. In my upcoming videos, I will discuss about distribution, metabolism and excretion separately. I will also upload a video on plasma drug concentration versus time profile. That's all for today. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you and share this video.